All right, so get this. We're diving into the electrical side of cells today.
It's not like electric eels or anything.
No, but like how our cells actually use electricity,
Right.
Like you probably heard about ion channels, membrane potential, all that.
Yeah, yeah.
How does that actually affect whether a cell decides to divide or not?
It's a big deal.
It is.
Huge for the cell cycle.
Exactly. And we're going to break down this 2009 paper
Okay.
from Cell Cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It shows how wild this whole thing is. Like just by changing a cell's electrical potential.
You can basically make it decide to divide or not.
It's like a light switch for cell growth, almost.
It's true. We always think about electricity in the body as our brain's, neurons firing.
Right.
But the thing is, every single cell
Every single one.
has an electrical potential across its membrane.
It's like every cell has this tiny little battery in it, right?
Exactly. And this paper gets into how those batteries, they're not just keeping the lights on, they're super important for the cell cycle.
So we're talking about ion channels basically acting like the control knobs
Yes.
for this whole process.
Exactly. Think of ion channels like gatekeepers for these charged particles.
Yeah.
Potassium, sodium, they're flowing in and out of the cell, changing the voltage.
And that affects if it's going to divide or not.
Exactly. That's what influences the cell cycle.
So theoretically, if we could control these ion channels,
yeah.
then we could be like, you divide now, you don't divide.
Exactly.
Like that's huge.
Huge implications. Think about it. Healing wounds.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
New cancer treatments.
That's like the possibilities are kind of endless.
Absolutely. And what's really cool is it's not as straightforward as just more voltage equals more growth.
Oh, right.
It's way more complex than that.
Okay.
Depends on what kind of cell we're even talking about.
Give me an example.
Okay. So picture this endothelial cells.
Like the ones lining blood vessels.
Exactly. Those ones, yeah. So the research, it shows that when you depolarize them.
Meaning you like make the membrane potential less negative.
Right. Less negative. And you know what? You actually stop them from dividing.
Well, hold on. So it's like...
kind of counterintuitive.
It's the opposite of what I think. Like hitting the brakes on cell division.
It is, but that just shows you how bioelectricity, it's not a simple on-off switch.
Right, right.
It's about fine-tuning things, cell regulation.
So what about other cells?
All right, get this. Macrophages?
Our immune system warriors.
Those guys, you depolarize them, same thing, less negative charge, and bam, they start gearing up to divide, DNA synthesis, the whole shebang.
So the exact same electrical change, two totally different outcomes.
Exactly. It all depends on the cell type, the context.
This is wild, and it's not even just about the overall voltage.
They're catching on. This 2009 paper, it digs into how specific ion channels, they're critical.
It's not just like any positive or negative charge will do.
No, it's got to be the right players in the game.
So potassium, sodium, they each have their own roles.
Absolutely. And how much of each is flowing in and out at a given time.
So it's like a complex dance happening.
It is. It's all about the timing and the players.
Now, didn't this paper talk about some earlier research?
Yeah.
Where they actually got neurons to divide?
Oh, you're talking about that groundbreaking stuff.
By messing with their membrane potential, right?
Yeah.
But neurons, they're not supposed to divide.
Nope, not normally, which is why that research was such a big deal.
It's like proof positive that bioelectricity, it's directly linked to cell division?
No doubt. Change the game for how we see this whole thing.
So let's bring it back down to earth for a sec.
Okay.
Cancer.
Yeah.
Basically, it's uncontrolled cell division, right?
At its core, yeah.
And now we're learning that a lot of tumors, they've got messed up ion channel activity.
Exactly, and that's why understanding this stuff, it's crucial.
Like, imagine if we could target those messed up channels.
Oh, the possibilities.
Yeah.
New cancer therapies, maybe even ways to directly manipulate those electrical signals in tumors.
Like zapping cancer away.
Well, it's not quite that simple, but yeah, the idea is there.
So it's not just about stopping cell division. We could theoretically use this for other stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Think regenerative medicine.
Like, what if we could regrow limbs?
Spinal cord injuries, healing things faster.
This is insane.
It is, and you know what's even crazier?
What?
Different parts of the same cell, they can have different voltages.
Wait, hold up. We're going even smaller now.
We're talking subcellular electrical patterns. Each cell is like a whole world in itself.
My mind is officially blown. It's like we zoomed in from the entire body to individual cells.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at these tiny electrical conversations happening inside them.
It's pretty mind-boggling, right? And we're only just starting to understand the language of this communication.
I mean, it does kind of make you think about all the electrical signals we're constantly bombarded with in the world.
Right. Our phones, Wi-Fi, everything. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
I mean, this whole conversation has been mind-blowing, really.
Right.
Like, we're talking about our bodies being electrical systems.
It's wild when you think about it like that.
From our own nerves to, like, the stuff we use every day, our phones, everything.
It really makes you wonder,
About what?
how much do all those external electrical fields, how much are they messing with our cells?
Whoa, you think?
I mean, we're learning that even the tiniest electrical changes can make a cell divide or not.
Right, right.
What if all that stuff we're surrounded by, what if it's got a bigger impact than we realize?
It's like a whole hidden layer of information.
Exactly, and we're just scratching the surface, figuring out how it all works.
And it's not just about the external stuff either, right?
Not at all. Think about it.
Like, inside our bodies, those electrical patterns, they're like a whole other language.
Totally. Cells talking to each other, telling each other what to do.
And we're just starting to listen in.
And decipher it all. This 2009 paper, it was a huge step, but there's so much more to learn.
That's the best part, though, right?
It is exciting. So many possibilities to explore.
Well, you've definitely given us a lot to think about, so thank you for that.
My pleasure. Always happy to geek out about this stuff.
And until next time, keep those brain circuits firing, everybody.
And those ion channels flowing.